Hello, everybody, and welcome to Bright Founders Talk at Temi. Temi is an international software development company that designs, builds, and delivers software for sustainable businesses and promising startups. Welcome to our podcast, where we bring you the most inspiring stories of entrepreneurs and experts in the software development industry. And each week, we interview successful leaders who share their unique journeys and valuable insights. I'm your host, Barry, and today we are lucky enough to be joined by an amazing guest, Raz Hadas, who is co-founder and CEO of TovTech. Hello, Raz. Welcome to the podcast.
Hey, thank you very much for having me here today.
Thank you so much for taking the time today. I know you're a busy man, so first of all, thank you so much. Now, for those people who may not know who you are or the company, could you tell us a little bit about yourself and the company that you work at?
My name is Raz. I'm 33 years old. I come from background of economics in my first degree. After it, I go for financial management from Tel Aviv University and work in the field of data and machine learning for a few years. And the last 4 years, I'm the CEO of TovTech. I put like my social impact willing and data and AI, bring it together. So TovTech helping people with disability to work in the high-tech field in Israel. We run in the last 4 years, 4 courses only for people with disability in data and AI. And now we have a few other projects funded by the Israeli government that we helping people to integrate into the high-tech field. Most of the population we work is either people with mental disability or autism.
That sounds like lovely. It sounds like a really valuable goal to have in mind. So we were talking a little bit before the podcast, like social responsibility is something that like really is important to you. How did you decide, this is what I want to do. This is a problem that I see in the world and I want to solve it. How did you get to that stage?
So it comes from a personal issue. Like I have a mental disability, and I saw that in Israel, and I think all around the world, most of the solutions that have is for people with disability in general, is people that are really low functioning, meaning that's like can be really basic jobs. And I saw there is a lot of people with high functionality and a lot of potential, and they don't find themselves. I heard it a lot because the high-tech industry usually you can work 100%, maybe more than that. I don't know, 40 hours a week or much more in some countries and some companies. And people with mental disability, it's really hard for them. And in some situation, when they work so much, they will have a mental crisis or it's too much for them, but they have a lot of potential, a lot of knowledge, work a lot, programming, data, and DevOps, everything. And so we try to find solution for this population. We did a lot of interview in the Israeli field, and what we understand that there is a lot of courses. A lot of people do courses in high tech, and it's not enough. Not enough. There is like big gap from the minute like you finish a course, even if you finish the Green University, in order to find you the junior position in this area of the AI, it become harder and harder because you need more like people that are give value in the first days they join the company, and people don't tolerate to learn too much. And if you talk about person with disability or person that's work maybe part-time, it's a big gap for the companies. They prefer to take someone can work full-time, give a lot of value, and probably come from high-class university. And it's not the population that we have. And when we understand, okay, so we need to give more than a course, we need to give experience. So we started with the internship program. That's like you do 6 months course and 6 months internship in our company, paid internship, in order to give them more experience and make them easier to people to find jobs. And we try to make it longer internship in the last year, maybe go from 1 year to even like 2-year program. And because we understand like how is the situation, and we need to give them as much advantages. So another advantage that we can give a recommendation for employees, or we are in connection with employees that it's important for them to hire people with disability. Last year, Amdocs in Israel did big course only for people with disabilities. So 2 people from our course that finished the internship go to work in Amdocs, and one of them, Yuval, is really successful. Go to an international program for AI developers in Amdocs. So we work with the Wix. I guess people know a big Israeli company. When they want to find a person with disability, or we have someone relevant for them. So I talk with this like social responsibility in Wix and tell them we have this guy, he may be relevant for this position. Can you check with the manager? Like we do a lot of stuff to try to give advantages to our people because we understand they come in like lower situation and compared to the market.
That's really interesting. Do you find that there's some stigma or prejudice from companies when talking about or hiring people with mental disabilities? Do you find the market's very receptive, or do you think like, oh, I really have to push it to try and get the support in place?
So first of all, it's coming for the people. This is something that we really want to promote. The people we say they have a mental disability. A lot of people don't want to say it. So we want to try to make it like advantage, and the companies will want to hire because it's important for them. I think there is some stigma, mostly because company like and don't sure that people will stay for a long time. It's really important when you hire someone, you want them to stay, and if you have some mental crisis, so maybe you will leave the company. So sometimes there is like situation like this, and you try to. There is a lot of programs in Israel that you get like a social workers that help you to integrate both people with mental disability and autism. So that's something that help companies in order to hire more. In Israel, there is also a law that different government organization or private or ministers in Israel, they need to hire at least 5% people with disability. And it's not all the time happens. It's usually happened with not technical position. It's much easier to hire someone for more low income and simpler job. But we try to do it. We try to do it in any way that we can.
And do companies have a different attitude towards mental disability as opposed to like physical disability?
I think there is, because people like in the physical disability is pretty straightforward. Like you see the disability, and mental disability, it's more like unknown. So you can see the person, he look 100% good and smart and things like this, but sometimes can be, I don't know, depression that is not coming to work, or more manic situations that person also not come to work, but maybe act differently. So it's hard for people to understand the situation, and that may be like another thing that's like can make it harder for them to hire.
So it sounds like the work that you're doing is quite pioneering. Do you have a lot of market challenge in this field, or are you kind of alone in trying to make this work?
So I guess like every time we do something, it's mostly we government funded. So it's the first time like we come and we all work fully remote. So all the people work all around the country, and we come into government like fund something like this, and the only thing they know is some like simple people make boxes in the industry or things like this, and we come, no, our project is all remote, so say, but all the things in the government is not suited for remote. So all the time it's coming, this is something new, and each time it's something different, because people work in high tech, juniors. It takes time to to make a practice to until they give like some value to the company. And in different industries, it's completely different. You come to work, I don't know, the boxes is something that happen in Israel. So you make boxes, or you make chips, like a lot of this design, but like make simple things, and you know how much it's worth. And we time no, we can't make like it will take 6 months, it will take a year till the person give us like value, or like the economic benefit, something.
Mhm.
It's every time it's like you need to explain it, you need to find how this program can fit what we need, and like there is need a lot of flexibility from both sides.
How do you measure the success of what you're doing? Like, do you get feedback from the companies, feedback from the people who have been completing the courses? Like, how do you say, yes, we're on the right track and this is what we need to do better going forward?
So it's complicated. It's really complicated because again, we are in like new field, like all the people like maybe count a percentage of employment for people who started the course. But in high tech, it's really hard. Like we hear about like we are like almost the only ones that do it for high tech, for not like simple high tech, maybe QA or something like this. We're going data, AR, AI, any R&D position, and there is no like benchmark about like I heard about courses that 50% of the people or even more didn't finish the course and they don't employ maybe one employee. So in order to count it, it's hard because for us, every time that we find a job, like it's amazing. It's not something common, but then like there is different background. Sometimes there is people that come with us with experience. So how we check that we got better, it's hard. It's hard to say because there is like, of course, our goal all the time and the KPI of the company is to help people with disability to find long-term position outside of TovTech. We hire some people when we can, but we want them to find position outside. I think the last year maybe we make 5 or 6 people find jobs. But it's also different because sometimes because we are unique in Israel, so sometimes people can come to us and we say, okay, you're not going to be a developer, you're not going to be a data analyst, but maybe you can go for like back office or help desk. So we try to help them with that. So it's really, because we are really unique in this field, I don't know, even in the world, it's something that's not so much common. Like there is most of the things we say about like data labeling of people with autism, it's really common. And mental disabilities, like there is usually not like something specific for mental disability, but I think the what we do is like diversity of R&D position project, like program. It's something that's really unique in this field.
Fantastic. It sounds like it's really personal to you as well. Obviously, you mentioned that you have had your own mental disabilities as well. It probably feels like with every, it's not just a stat, is it? It's a person at the end of the day, and you're helping that person to achieve their role in the world. So that must be very satisfying. Has there been anything particularly challenging since you set up TovTech? And something perhaps that you thought wouldn't be challenging, but actually turned out to be harder than you expected?
So each time like we have new challenges. I think to find jobs, it's really hard, but it's becoming like a little bit better. People hear about us and sometimes someone call me, we are organizations that more in social impact. Can you find me someone for this position? And then we see more like, I told him, she's really, really good. You have to interview her. I tell you for sure. But also it's hard for me because sometimes people, they are good and then they have some mental crisis, they're not coming. And then for me, okay, if someone call me and ask for employee, I can recommend on this guy.
Yeah.
Like again, like you're not coming me again. So I sometimes put myself in really like hard situation, like what to do.
So once someone takes your course, when they finish and complete the course, is that the end of the interactions with you? Do you support afterwards, or is it once the course is completed and you found them a job, then that's it?
So in our course, after someone finished the course, it's just the beginning. They either going for paid internship in our company if we can do it and we have available program, or you have different programs, but they stay in the system at least 6-9 months after the course to get like work on project, work with different teams, work with the product managers in order to get experience. That if he come to an interview, I can recommend on him if this situation and he can tell about like something real that he did in the industry. And it's different. Everyone knows that it's different to work on your GitHub project by your own, and then there is a team and each one do something different and you need to communicate. And this is I think the most important thing that we bring, the need for communication and the get the practical experience of how to work together in a technological environment. People, we use Slack, we use Jira, so it's something that other like they can get it in any other place. And so this is the unique value that we bring to the people.
So if I could just take you back to when you first started the company, like, did you have an expectation that you would be an entrepreneur one day? Do you think, oh yeah, I'd love to start my own company, or did you just happen to come across it by chance?
No, so I think all the time, like from the like I don't know, from times I remember myself, I thought I would be entrepreneur, and when I decided what to learn, I thought like accounting will be really relevant to manage a company, and like I said, I will do it. I think maybe it's a different. Usually, like tech entrepreneur will learn programming, computer science, or something like this, and I decided that something more important for me is how businesses run, and then I started like I learned economic and then financial because some finance something that interests me, and I work in this field for a few years, and yeah, many times like for a long time I thought about what I want to do, and when I started it was really hard. Maybe in the first 1 year, we just did meetings with people in the Israeli industry to understand which project we can do, and which mostly we never like we always didn't want to take money from the people. So we from the beginning thought like what government programs they have or where we can bring ourselves, and it took at least 1 year until we understand, okay, we start with this project. We start with 11 people in the course. I can say that's it's I don't know, in the now when I look at it, it was terrible. But I think in every startup, and you say what I did in like 4 years ago. Now we have more than 60 people in our project in this time, and in the past maybe 150 people took our course. That's maybe like in compared to different companies, not so big, but when we talk only on people with disabilities, it's really like a lot of people in Israel. I think most of the organization in this field know us, and when they have someone relevant, they will always like send the details to us because, as I said, there is not a lot of programs in this field.
So I think every entrepreneur, when they first start their first company, they have some low moments and perhaps things that they could do differently. You mentioned there that you felt like looking back on reflection 4 years ago, maybe you could have done things differently. Like if you could say like what was the one thing that you would have done differently if you could travel back in time and do it again?
This is a hard question. I don't know if I do something differently. I guess like what happened that's bring me to this situation, and again, just because we did this first project for 3 years, it's make it easier for us to get now like in the last 2 years two partnership with two Israeli government ministries, and just because we did it, if we don't start with something, like it was really hard for us to in this field of like working with government. People need to know you and need to hear about you from like different parties. It's hard for it, and it takes time. It always takes time to work with the government.
So you mentioned there the connections, and I think like something that consistently is said by entrepreneurs is that networking, especially at the early stage, is incredibly important. Would you agree that networking is important? And how does someone go about finding the right people to talk to? Is it just complete luck, or do you have to really go out there and find these people?
Wow, this is hard. I like maybe in the first year, always I make a lot of meetings, and you never know like this meeting will be important. Someone tell me you have to talk with this person, and it's like it's happened a lot, and so there is it's I think it's completely random for me. It's like I can I don't know. Like if someone told me you need to talk with this person, usually I will talk with him, and sometimes it's come for something, sometimes not. Like we meet a few maybe 1 year ago, we decided that we want to work globally. So we
Yeah.
decided, okay, we talk with a lot of companies, maybe try to do with like Jewish companies, a Jewish nonprofit, or any other nonprofits that work in the world, and it didn't work. Like it's hard. It's a lot of like connection and stuff like this. And when you meet people, meet us, and we talk with them, and some organization non-profit in Canada. So we talk with them and said maybe, and after a few months they get a donation, and they said, okay, let's build us a course on Google Workspace and AI, and then it's something that brings us business, and we work with them together, and it's really good connection, but it's really random. That's like how,
Yeah.
how I see it.
Some people, it just falls on their lap. Other people have to really go out and try to find it. So it's different for everyone. Like, are there any technology trends at the moment that you're kind of excited about? It could be AI, could be language learning model. Is there anything that you think is going to really revolutionize or make your job a lot easier in the near future?
So I said when AI start, we said, wow, it's amazing. We have to teach the people. We have to give them advantages. We do project about AI. And then we started, and it was like maybe like really beginning of like AI models and the RAG and everything, and things didn't work. It never worked for us. We try, and no, it's breaking. It's not working like we expected, and all the time needs to try things, and we think, yeah, this will work, but things I think a lot of entrepreneurs will say, and that you have like really it's nice to use ChatGPT, it's nice to use Gemini, it's really help us, but then when you want to build the app, it's becoming really complicated. In the last year it's improved, but maybe like in the beginning it was a mess. Like it's really hard to think something stable that will work. So and then in like after a few times we said, no, maybe it's not important, it's not like it's not smart to go all the time build AI. It takes so much time, and there is a lot of places it can it can break. And then we try more to see like things that are already done and how we utilize it. So now we try more to use like a no code platform for building application. And this also, it's something I work with it a lot. It's not close to be perfect, and in a lot of use cases it's also break. Exactly, like maybe if you are a business owner and you want some no code, if I can say, like companies, so Base 44, Lovable, like the big companies, that there is a lot, but this is the main like we try. So maybe if you're a business owner, so it can be nice, but then if you're a company and you work to build with your own database, so is it a good solution or it's not a good solution? This is a big question that's like we're dealing right now. We don't have a lot of money. A lot of people work with us as the juniors. We don't have designers. So like if you want to build, so you can kind of use AI to try to make screens, but this solution can be like, I can do few prompts and maybe to build my own system. It's not going to work in terms of what I want, but maybe can I utilize it? Can I get the code and build my own backend on it? And so this is something that's we're dealing with it a lot recently, and see if it's something that's give us a good solution.
So here's your chance to shamelessly sell your product and company. So let's say there's someone out there who's really interested in what you're saying and wants to reach out to you. How do they get in contact with you?
So we have our website, but the easiest way is to contact me on LinkedIn. You can share it. It's the best way to talk and to see all the things that we're doing. We all the time looking for new employers. So employees also, but employers, it's always important for us and to have more connection with employers. We build new all the time. We try to think how we build technologies that can help our people, our population. So a lot of time, like long time, we've been in the area of employment. So we build some like tool for our people called Pitaya Match. It was like AI tools that you can upload your resume and job description and get like a score of how good your position. So we build all system around it and we give it for free. And recently we felt like a lot of people that contact us, and it's common. They are into gaming. A lot of people with autism specifically, but a lot of people that have social anxiety, they stay a lot at home. And we said we want to bring platforms that connect them together only for people with disability. So I think next month we launch, it's called TovPlay, platform from gaming that's like, it's not live yet. We have like waiting list, people can see it in it's TovPlay.org. And the idea is like to be like safe environment for gaming. We do all the onboarding, just verifies that all the people is with disability, and it will be a place for them only to play. And in the future, we want make more connection, but the big idea is to bring people with the same kind of mindset to play together like video games.
That kind of social interaction sounds really exciting. It's a shame that you told me that now because I probably would have liked to ask you more, but unfortunately, we are running out of time. So, just one last question, if I may, Raz.
Yeah.
Looking back, if someone's watching this and they also want to start their own company, maybe they want to do something to help people with disabilities, like what advice would you give to them in the early stages? What should they do as the first point of call?
First of all, like to be open. I know it's hard. It's hard for the entrepreneur and founder about the like a work life balance, but I think for people with disability is more than that. The ability to give more flexible position, even when you are early stage. I think it's something really hard to ask for. Like we work, me a little bit more, but our people work 4 hours a day, 4 days a week. And for them, the best. It's really hard to ask founder to say, to ask something like this. But maybe if people work in bigger companies and they can give the flexibility, I don't say like work for us like a 30% position, but maybe to give the flexibility about the working hours. I think it's gonna give a big difference for people. People will stay for longer time, and I think it's something that can really change.
Perfect. Lovely. Great advice and a lovely way to end the show. Raz, I just want to thank you again so much for taking the time to speak with me today. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you so much.
That was Raz Hadas, co founder and CEO of TovTech.